Welcome to Norway, a nation whose journey from a modest fishing economy to a powerhouse of wealth and innovation is as breathtaking as its landscapes. What are the secrets behind this Scandinavian success story? Let's explore the factors that have propelled Norway to the peak of economic and social well-being. Norway, a Scandinavian nation renowned for its stunning fjords and rich Viking heritage, has emerged as one of the world's most prosperous and stable economies. This transformation from a modest fishing and agrarian society to an affluent nation is attributed to several pivotal factors. Number 1. Natural resources and energy sector. Abundant natural resources. Natural resources have been a vital necessity for development in Norway since the country has been endowed with these resources. The country holds huge, proven reserves of both oil and natural gas and, therefore, occupies an important position in the global energy map. It supplies about 3% of the worldwide gas consumption, and in 2020, Norway ranked as the 7th largest natural gas producer globally. Besides fossil energy, the country has ample forest, minerals, and arable farmland in addition to fish resources. They have helped out in a number of industries like the forestry, mining, and agricultural sectors to boost the nation's crude economy diversification. Hydropower and renewable energy. One thing that makes Norway stand out in regards to energy is the aspect of energy sources, which emphasizes hydroenergy. The country has been able to utilize its geography, including mountains, to produce electricity, with estimates putting the hydropower share of electricity generation at 98%. It is this commitment that has placed Norway in the vanguard in the areas of sustainable energy employment. The contributing context is that the nation has one of the highest proportions of renewable electricity and negligible electricity emissions. Oil and gas production. The realization of this dream requires the continued development of its oil and gas sector, which is one of the cornerstones of the Norwegian economy. Currently, the country is the 4th largest exporter of natural gas and the 2nd largest supplier to Europe. One of the leading industries participating in this sector is Equinor, formerly known as Statoil, which single-handedly provides more than half of the country's oil and natural gas. Economic impact. The energy sector significantly contributes to Norway's economy. In 2021 to 2023, driven by higher energy prices and supply disruptions, the petroleum sector had a growing significance on Norwegian GDP and government cash flow compared to previous years. Environmental considerations. Although the country has the maximum focus on the oil and gas industry, they have been very conscious about the environmental issues related to it. The government has small ecological regulations in its attempt to reduce the effects of petroleum activities on the environment. Furthermore, over recent years, Norway has been actively investing in the development of new technologies that are trending to improve the emission standards of the industry and practice sustainable processes. This commitment is in line with Norway's duty as one of the world's more responsible and sustainable-sounding economic nations. Number 2. Sovereign Wealth Fund. The Government Pension Fund Global. The Norwegian Government Pension Fund Global, commonly known as the Oil Fund, is an SWF established in 1990 to manage Norway's surplus earnings from its oil and gas industry. Its main rationale is to guarantee that those Norwegian finite resources produce wealth for the current and future generations of Norwegian citizens. Purpose and management. Its formation was triggered by the discovery of oil in other countries, with similar consequences aimed at ensuring the Norwegian economy was protected from the fluctuation of oil prices so as to provide a stable source of income for the nation. Investment strategy. The fund's investment approach targets long-term, consistent, and sensible results. It indirectly owns about 1.5% of the total shares of the world's floated companies and, as such, asserts considerable clout over world equity markets. Ethical investment approach. They say the fund is run in accordance with ethical standards, which do not allow investments in certain sectors like the tobacco industry, damaging the environment or violating the rights of people. This approach is in line with Norway's policy of being an ethically responsible global investor, whereby all the fund's investments have to represent the Norwegian social and moral fabric. Impact on Norway. The returns generated by the fund contribute significantly to Norway's national wealth, supporting the country's social welfare systems, infrastructure projects, and other public services. By investing the proceeds from oil and gas revenues, Norway has transformed its natural resource wealth into a sustainable financial asset, securing the nation's economic future and providing a buffer against economic downturns. Number 3. Economic policies and government. Economic framework. The Norwegian fiscal and economic strategies are to steady, sustain, and balance, as well as to foster equity. The government uses a mix of free market economy and managed economy to facilitate the operation of the economy. Due to this, there are key sectors in the economy, mainly the energy, fishery, and shipping sectors. The government resides in certain sectors like energy and fisheries, shipping, etc., but the government can control that to make them responsible and sustainable. Fiscal policy. The Norwegian government uses fiscal policies that are well aligned with long-term fiscal sustainability. This approach involves employing the revenues from the Sovereign Wealth Fund in funding expenditures so as to minimize the revenues generated from oil and gas. According to the budget proposal for 2025, the government intends to raise spending from the Sovereign Wealth Fund to 460.1 billion kroner, $43.1 billion US, to meet public spending before the parliamentary elections. Monetary policy. The control of monetary policy is Norway is vested in the Norges Bank, which is the nation's central bank. The bank uses interest rates to influence inflation and the country's securities market. In November 2024, Norges Bank decided to keep the policy interest rate at 4.5%, the highest level in 16 years, as they continue the restriction money policy aimed at combating inflation. Governance and transparency. Between 2000 and 2005, Norway topped the list of countries that have the least corrupt physicians and had a global index of governance score that was as high as 91. The government has received a better rating in various international assessments of governance indices on quality democracies and the rule of law. Economic challenges. While Norway has been implementing sound economic policies, it maintains a variety of problems, including instability of oil prices and rigid currency conversion. The Norwegian krone has at times plunged, which has seen the country's imports become expensive, with expected inflation. As a result, the central bank has kept high interest rates to try to stabilize the currency and manage high inflation rates. Number 4. Social welfare system. Norway, however, is probably one of the most efficient social welfare states, where all inhabitants of the country are accorded a social welfare system that guarantees them the best standard of living and societal equity. The main component of this system is the National Insurance Scheme, which provides a plethora of facilities and amenities. It is known that this scheme is compulsory for all foreigners residing in the country for more than a year to gain rights to Social Security and health care services. Key components of the social welfare system. Number 1. Health care services. Oslo offers inpatient care, outpatient specialist care, and general practitioner care, all of which are free for all the residents of Oslo. These services are mainly financed through tax revenues, and clients may receive them without any direct cost. Number 2. Sick pay and work clearance allowance. If you get sick and can no longer go to work, you can get sick pay. Furthermore, if you are unable to work for some time for other reasons, you get a work clearance allowance. Number 3. Unemployment benefits. If residents lose their jobs, they can look forward to seeking unemployment benefits, for which application can be made with the Norwegian Labor and Welfare Administration, the NAV. Number 4. Pension schemes. As to money saving for retirement, Norway provides pension schemes for older adults. This cover includes the National Insurance Scheme pension, occupational scheme, and individual provident savers. Number 5. Child benefits and parental leave. Parents are paid child allowances in relation to their expenses on child rearing. Paid vacation entitlements represent one of the ways through which parents may be allowed to be away from work as they take care of their newborns. Number 6. Social assistance. For various reasons that cause people to be in a state of poverty, social support is provided to guarantee minimal living conditions. Number 7. Housing allowance. For additional living expenses, especially in paying their bills, residents can be offered housing allowances, which are pocketed out depending on the income level of the beneficiaries. Number 8. Disability benefits. The government provides various forms of assistance to disabled persons to enable them to live full, productive lives and be reintegrated into society. Number 9. Education and training. The welfare system patronizes education and training and provides citizens of the country with the means to enhance themselves in all aspects of their lives. Administration and access. These benefits and services are administered by the Norwegian Labor and Welfare Administration, or NAV, which is still in its infancy. There are NAV offices at a number of places in the country that help the people there. Funding and sustainability. The social welfare system is financed mostly by taxes, which are compulsory components of the national insurance contribution of all residents of the United Kingdom. Number 5. Work-life balance and quality of life in Norway. Norway is renowned for its exceptional work-life balance and high quality of life, factors that significantly contribute to the nation's overall well-being and productivity. Work-life balance. In Norway, the standard work week is 37.5 hours, typically divided into 5 days of 7.5 hours each. This structure allows employees to maintain a healthy balance between their professional and personal lives. The country also offers generous vacation entitlements, with employees entitled to a minimum of 25 days of paid vacation annually. Additionally, Norway provides substantial parental leave benefits, allowing parents to take time off to care for their children without financial strain. To further support work-life balance, Norwegian labor laws stipulate that employees should not work more than 13 hours within 24 hours, including overtime. This regulation ensures that individuals have adequate rest and personal time each day. Quality of life. Norway consistently ranks high in global quality of life indices, reflecting its commitment to the well-being of its residents. The country boasts a high standard of living, with access to quality healthcare, education, and social services. Life expectancy at birth in Norway is around 83 years, 2 years higher than the OECD average of 81 years. In terms of personal safety, about 93% of people in Norway feel safe walking alone at night, much higher than the OECD average of 74%. Number 6. Environmental stewardship and sustainability in Norway. Norway is globally recognized for its commitment to environmental stewardship and sustainability, integrating these principles into national policies and daily life. Climate action and emission reduction. In 2017, Norway enacted the Climate Act, setting a clear path toward a low-emission society by 2050. To achieve this, Norway has implemented various measures, including a carbon tax on waste incineration and the elimination of exemptions for natural gas and liquefied petroleum gas use. Renewable energy leadership. Norway is a leader in renewable energy, particularly hydropower, which accounts for approximately 95% of its electricity production. The country is also investing in other renewable sources, such as wind and solar power, to diversify its energy mix and reduce reliance on fossil fuels. Innovations in sustainable practices. Other innovative practices that are in use include the use of solar self-compacting waste bins in Norway that rarely require emptying and thus cut on the emission of carbon. Thank you for joining us on this journey through Norway's remarkable economic transformation. From harnessing natural resources to implementing forward-thinking policies, Norway's story is a testament to the power of strategic planning and innovation. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more insights into global success stories. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring.